He said he was going to her with a shotgun. He takes her cell phone from her. He starts scrolling through her cell phone and walks away. She tries to get her cell phone back from him, and he's walking towards his car, and he says, "Look what I got." She didn't know what he meant, and he retrieves a shotgun out of the trunk of his car. It alarmed her. She said she feared for her life. This is all from a very bad breakup. Just wouldn't let go. She was 18 years old when all of this happened.
All right, everyone, buckle up. Because today's hearing is one of those stories that starts like a bad breakup and spirals into something straight out of a crime show. We've got Judge Boyd presiding over a case that feels more like a warning to every obsessive...
These were called because this defendant contacted the uncle, made some, and this is part of State's Exhibit number 1 that was already given to the court as part of this plea bargain agreement, left a message where he was threatening retaliation against Jade Olguin. They had been in a dating relationship. They were no longer in a dating relationship. Also in that threatening message, videos were attached. One of the videos attached was her before the defendant had reached out again to the same victim, Jade Olguin, saying he needed to talk to her. She agreed to talk to him because he said he was going to with a shotgun. She is with another female. They meet at a park. When they're at the park, he takes her cell phone from her. He starts scrolling through her cell phone and walks away. She tries to get her cell phone back from him, and he's walking towards his car, and he says, "Look what I got." She didn't know what he meant, and he retrieves a shotgun out of the trunk of his car. It alarmed her. She said she feared for her life. He also displayed the shotgun, threatened harm to her. That is the terroristic threat. He's arrested for that offense. As part of that offense, there's supposed to be no contact with the victim. As I earlier told you, he was booked in March, released May 20th on 2019. On that same day he was released, May 20th, 2019. He's charged with violation of the bond conviction, violation of protective order. Jade Olguin calls the police, shows the police a screenshot from her phone where this defendant private messaged her, contacting
Vex out there who just can't take the word no. This young man, let's call him what he is, a stalker, not a lover, found himself in court after a terrifying series of choices. His ex-girlfriend was just 8.
Have any other criminal history?
No, Your Honor.
It shows there's 4 cases in Bexar County, but the terroristic threat was inputted twice. So these are the only cases that he has. He has no other criminal history. This is all from a very bad breakup. Just wouldn't let go. She was 18 years old when all of this happened. When those very explicit videos are sent to her dad and her uncle, she's being threatened with a gun. She's being contacted after he's been ordered by a court not to contact her. The plea bargain in this case is a cap of 12 months state jail. I think 12 months is appropriate in this case. Also, no contact with the victim, Jade Olguin. And Miss Jade Olguin is not present in the courtroom today. She just wanted to be notified as to the sentencing, so there will be no victim impact. Defense?
Your Honor,
With regards to the cap of the 12.
my client has taken responsibility. There is no more contact with the young lady. And speaking with him, he has made it abundantly clear that he understood that this was not a smart move on his part, that it was rather childish, rather dumb, and he basically knows better. He has moved on in his life. He has other people that he is now seeing. His mother was here at the last hearing. They're very concerned about him. They do love him. Nobody wishes anything wrong on Miss Olguin.
Is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, just that.
Just one moment. Let me have you raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, you can lower your hand. Could you state your name for the record?
Kevin Johnson.
All right, what did you want to say?
Just, I know what I did was wrong a couple of years, regardless of how long it was ago. I know that it was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. And since then, I think I've become a better person. And I mean, I have a new girlfriend. We've been together almost 4 years.
18 when this all began, 18. And this guy couldn't let her go. Instead of walking away with his dignity, he decided to walk straight into criminal charges. According to police, it started when he couldn't stop contacting her. He was leaving threats.
My job, I work every day, Monday through Friday. Just overall, I think I've been a better person since then. And I know what I did was wrong, and it was just a dumb teenager thing to do.
Right, how old were you when this was going on?
20, I think. 20, almost 21. No, I'm turning 24 in September.
I still don't understand why young people themselves in intimate moments.
It's just a dumb high school college thing to do. I'm mature.
And then I don't understand why I'm assuming that you love this person, is that correct?
I'm sorry?
I'm assuming that you love this person.
At one point in time, I did.
So, and I'm assuming that even after the breakup, you supposedly loved this person.
At one point in time.
And you were trying to, I guess, have the relationship continue, even though it had ended.
But just, I guess, in a way, there's no really explanation.
So I don't understand why you had a big issue with letting go. When someone tells you your relationship is over, you need to move on. If you want to go in your house and cry over it, then you go in your house and cry over it. And, smile, even though, as the song says, smile even though your heart is breaking. And then go to your house and cry. But I don't understand. I've read the police reports and the stipulations in this. I don't understand why you couldn't let go. And honestly, I don't even understand with this new relationship, if she were to decide to break things off with you. I'm not saying she will, because I'm not in your relationship. I don't even understand why your behavior will be any different.
I believe it because I'm not the same person. I think for the most part, at one point in time, I did have a problem with my anger. But since then, I'm not an anger person anymore.
What have you done to improve your anger issues?
Changing people I've hung around, who I put myself with, who I associate my time with, and just that kind of stuff. Certain family members don't talk to anymore. Just that, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of, and then just talking every day about my problems rather than.
But anger is your reaction to situations. So I don't understand how you're just saying. It appears to me, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. It appears to me that you're just saying that I don't put myself around people who may anger me. It doesn't appear that there's anything that has changed about your getting angry.
When I'm getting angry or something that upsets me, I just talk about it rather than not talking about it and getting more angry. That always seemed to be my problem before. When I would be upset, I would just let it be upset and then make myself more angry rather than talking about it.
Your Honor, for a lot of the reasons that the state has pointed out, his age, his record, I think he's acknowledged that he understands and takes responsibility for everything he's done. I would ask for leniency to allow him to demonstrate to the court that he can be a different person. And even when he gets out, he will still be under the control of the state for a while. So we would ask that the minimum be considered, Your Honor, and given to him.
All right. The court will sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, and that credit will include a total of 23 days. All right. Good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Johnson. All right. So at some point in your life, you may have children. It may be a daughter. It may be a son. I hope that you will speak to them about this issue so that they won't do the same thing. I can tell you that the person that you supposedly love, you shouldn't do hurtful things. Even when they break up with you, you're just supposed to move on. Maybe write a letter. Will you take me back? But then if they say no, then the relationship is over and you call it a day. If you would not have sent videos, which again, I don't understand why children do that, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you were to just destroy the videos, you wouldn't be in this situation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you may think, curses, I'm going to be locked up, but take that as a time to internalize. And whatever you do, and I forgot to add this part, there's to be no contact with the complainant whatsoever. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If there's nothing else from either side, then you're excused.
Calling her family and even sending videos. And one day, it escalated into something truly chilling. He told his ex that if she didn't meet with him, he was going to harm himself. With a shotgun. Out of fear, she agreed to meet at a public park, thinking maybe she could calm him down. But what happened next made her realize she was in danger. When they met, he took her phone right out of her hand, started scrolling through it like he owned it. And when she tried to get it back, he walked toward his car and said, "Look what I got." She didn't know what that meant, until he pulled a shotgun out of his trunk. She said she feared for her life. And honestly, who wouldn't? Imagine being 18, standing in front of your angry ex, who's got your phone in one hand and a shotgun in the other. That's not a bad breakup, that's terror. From there, the charges just piled on. Terroristic threats, harassment, stalking, violation of a protective order, you name it. The court had already told him to stay away from her. And what did he do? The exact opposite. He messaged her again. He even sent screenshots and videos to her family, her dad, her uncle, completely humiliating this young woman. And when the court documents came in, it all traced back to one thing: a man who simply couldn't take "it's over" for an answer. Now here's the thing. The prosecutor made it clear. There were no other criminal records before this. This wasn't some hardened criminal. It was a man who let his emotions turn into obsession. But that doesn't make what he did any less frightening. So the plea deal on the table? A cap of 12 months in state jail, with absolutely no contact allowed with the victim ever again. Now, during the hearing, the defense attorney stands up and says, "Your Honor, my client has taken full responsibility. He knows what he did was childish, he's moved on, and he's a better man now." Yeah, that's what they all say. Then comes the big moment. The defendant stands up, swears to tell the truth, and starts talking. He says, "I know what I did was wrong, and since then, I've become a better person. I've got a job, I've got a new girlfriend, and I've changed." Wait, hold up, a new girlfriend? For almost 4 years? Now that's where this story gets even more unsettling. Because if this guy could do all that to an ex after just a short relationship, what happens if things go south again? Honestly, it's hard to believe this new girlfriend even knows about his past. If she does, she must be one brave soul. Or she just hasn't seen this court footage yet. The judge looks right at him, trying to understand. "You say you loved her once, right? Then why did you do this? Why couldn't you let her go?" And the defendant just stands there, fumbling for answers that don't make sense. Judge Boyd isn't buying it. She tells him, "If someone says the relationship is over, it's over. Cry, move on, do what you need to do. But don't hurt the person you claim to love." And you can hear the disappointment in her tone. It's that kind of calm but powerful reality check that hits harder than a sentence sometimes. The defendant keeps insisting he's changed. Says he's worked on his anger, changed who he hangs around, cut off family members, all the usual things people say when they're trying to prove they've turned over a new leaf. But the judge isn't convinced. Anger, she says, is about how you react. You can't just avoid people who make you mad. You have to fix what's inside you. That line right there, that's truth. Because until someone learns to control their emotions, they're just one bad breakup away from losing control again. At this point, the courtroom feels tense. You can sense everyone wondering, is he really different? Or is this just another apology because he got caught? Pause for effect. And that's exactly where things start heating up. So after that long, awkward apology and a few nervous nods, the defense makes one last plea, asking Judge Boyd to show mercy. His attorney says, "Your Honor, he's young. He's taken responsibility. Please give him the minimum sentence so he can prove he's changed." Now everyone's holding their breath. You can almost feel the weight of the moment. The victim isn't even in the courtroom. She just wants this chapter of her life closed for good. And honestly, who can blame her? Judge Boyd takes a long pause. You can tell she's thinking hard. Finally, she looks straight at him and says calmly, "The court will sentence you to 10 months in a state jail facility. You'll get credit for 23 days served. 10 months, not a slap on the wrist, but not exactly a life sentence either. It's that middle ground that says you need to sit down and think about what you've done." The room goes silent for a moment. The defendant nods slightly, maybe realizing that this time he can't talk his way out of the consequences. But Judge Boyd isn't done yet. She gives him one of those moments that only a seasoned judge can deliver. A real, heartfelt warning wrapped inside wisdom. She says, "One day you might have children, maybe a daughter, maybe a son. I hope you'll talk to them about what you did so they never repeat it. Because when you love someone, you don't hurt them. You don't threaten them. You let them go." That line hits hard. You can tell she's not just sentencing him, she's teaching him something he should have learned years ago. Then she adds, "If you had destroyed those videos, if you had just let go, you wouldn't be here today. But instead, you let anger guide your choices." And you can see it in his face. That look of realization that comes way too late. Finally, Judge Boyd makes it crystal clear. There is to be absolutely no contact with the victim. None. Ever. Do you understand? He mutters a quiet yes, and just like that, the gavel comes down, hearing over. Now, here's where I'm torn. On one hand, 10 months in jail might sound light for someone who stalked, threatened, and terrorized his ex. On the other hand, maybe this time behind bars really will force him to grow up. Maybe he'll actually learn something about control, about respect, and about what real love isn't. But let's be honest. When someone shows you they're capable of this kind of obsession once, it's hard to ever believe they've truly changed. I just hope his new girlfriend knows exactly who she's dealing with, because history has a way of repeating itself if lessons aren't learned the first time. So, what do you think? Was 10 months fair? Too little? Too much? Let me know in the comments, because this one, it's complicated. The only thing that's certain here is that an 18-year-old girl had to live through fear no one should ever feel, all because someone couldn't take goodbye for an answer. That's going to wrap up this breakdown of one of the most unsettling breakup cases we've seen in a while. If you found this story as unbelievable as I did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next wild courtroom moment I've got for you. Because trust me, the next one might be even crazier.